Call the March 9th, 2023 Lincoln County Board of Education regular meeting to order at this time. We'd like to welcome each and every one of you. We will now go to setting the meeting agenda. Are there any questions about the agenda? Are hearing none, is there a motion to set the agenda?
Make a motion.
Christine?
Second.
Marvin, second. Vote. Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
Etta?
Yes.
I vote yes also. Any public comment?
Janet Cole.
Good evening. I'm here tonight to speak about the superintendent search committee. And I understand that the options available at this time is either for the board itself to try to conduct that, to appoint a search committee itself to try to find someone, or to utilize an outside service provider for that. I would encourage the board and ask for each of you to vote to incur the costs associated, but to use an outside provider for that. This is a position that's the highest administrator in this district. They are immensely influential over what is going to happen with this school district for the next 4 years on their contract, or however long they might be in that position. And I do understand it's an expense that may be avoidable, but it's also an expense that brings in candidates that we might not otherwise know about. And this is an immensely important decision for us to have the right candidate to be the administrator for this district for the next few years. So I don't know that it's something that we should just rely on a search committee to find, or to have the candidates find us. I think it's worthwhile to have someone going out there trying to pull in a bigger audience for this position. So I would encourage the board, knowing that this is a very important position over and has a tremendous influence over how this district is going to perform under their tenure, to incur that expense and to utilize an outside provider. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, the Kentucky School Board Association has a program called the Academy of Studies that assists board members in obtaining the required continuing education. And members can work on achieving the 5 levels as the sessions are offered at the conferences, symposiums, and institutes that they have throughout the year. We have one board member, instead of me, has achieved level 1. So the association has sent the certificate, so I'd like to take this time to present it to her.
Thank you. I would like to say Bruce got it last year, but it was lost in the mail. It finally got here months later.
It's a long task in completing those different levels, but you do learn a lot. All right, moving on. Number 4, you see the superintendent and staff reports. If you have any questions over those, you can read those at your leisure. Number 5, we have the consent agenda. Looking over that, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda item?
Make a motion.
Christine, Marvin, second. Vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta.
Yes.
I vote yes also. Moving into our action items, the EKU for professional development. Chris Mears.
So this item is to approve a partnership with EKU to provide professional learning for our EC teachers as well as our general ed co-teachers. I presented that plan at the working meeting, and does anybody have any questions about that partnership and how it would work?
And this is kind of coming from the review that was done, right?
Yes, and just from the review, as well as just some things that we noticed with our staff being either option 6 or emergency certified, a lot of our EC staff, and our push to have a district-wide co-teaching model at all of our schools. So this partnership kind of started, the inner workings of it started before we got the audit report, but they will also help us address some of those concerns.
Any other questions?
And you have the funds to pay for this, correct?
Yes, and that is out of the American Rescue Plan funds. It's in IDEA.
I think you told us maybe about 30,000.
We have $30,000 in the fund, and based on what I've calculated, it'll cost us about $25,000 for the EKU professors and for the teacher stipends to pay them to attend.
Sounds great.
Any other questions? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the partnership with Eastern Kentucky University for exceptional child professional development?
Make the motion.
Etta,
Second.
Christine second, vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
Etta?
Yes.
I vote yes also. I think you also have number 6B, the Gear Up academic interventions.
Yes, this is presented this last week as well. We have Gear Up as a cohort model, currently is our 7th and 8th grade students, and that will be split between middle and high school next year. So we're asking for the creation of an academic interventionist position to be at place at the high school next year. So one at the middle school, one at the high school, and this will be paid for out of the Gear Up grant.
Any questions? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to approve an additional Gear Up academic interventionist position to be paid using the Gear Up grant funds?
Make a motion.
Christine,
Second.
at a second, vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also. I think you also have number 6C, the on-site A5 alternative program for the middle school and high school with exceptional child float position.
Yes, so there has been some new information that we've found out since last week when I presented about the need to have a true A5 school based on the schedule that we want to do for that was presented in that plan, as well as having different administrators for it. So there is a need to do that A5 also for testing concerns to make sure that we have the right test codes for that. So there is a need to have to create an A5 program for the middle school and high school. And we would apply for that over the summer so that it doesn't mess up any testing for this year. So if we applied for it now, then it would cause some issues with our testing at the end of this year. So we'll apply for it in June and July. So you'll see me and Diana probably again about this at that time. But we wanted to go ahead and approve the creation of it, and then we'll apply for it in June and July. And then the procedure that is in there, that is something that that is a guess of how we're going to do the procedure, and it might change or modify. So the motion is for the creation of the program, but not the approval of procedure, because we want the procedure to be fluid as we're figuring things out. And then the special ed position would float between middle and high school, and that's still something that we feel like we need based on the students that we currently have and may potentially have in the alternative program.
So will we actually be requesting like a school number? Is that-
Yes. Yep.
Any other questions? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the creation of an on-site A5 alternative program for Lincoln County middle and high schools and an additional allocation of one exceptional child teacher to provide special education services at both schools? Marvin,
Second.
Christine second, vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The book vending machines, Leanne.
I'm asking you all to approve the purchase of the 6 book vending machines, which would be a cost between $30,000 and $36,000, contingent upon approval from KDE, which I still have not received. So if we receive approval from KDE to use ESSER funds to purchase these, then we will go forward. If we do not receive approval, then we will not. However, I do anticipate that they will say it's okay to do that. And I'll notify you guys once I receive that, but if we can go ahead and get this approval, then I can go ahead and initiate an order once I get that back.
Any questions? Is there a motion to approve the purchase of 6 book vending machines at a total cost between $30,000 and $36,000, with the purchase contingent upon approval to use the ESSER funds from the Kentucky Department of Education?
Make a motion.
Christine,
Second.
Etta, all vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also. And you also have item E, advertise for bids for school pictures.
I'm requesting permission to advertise and take bids for school pictures for the 23-24 school year.
Any questions there? Is there a motion to approve the request to advertise and take bids for school pictures for the 2023-24 school year?
Make a motion.
Christine,
Second.
have a second vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also. 6F, advertise for bids for the yearbooks.
Yep, same. I'm just asking for permission to advertise for bids for yearbooks for the Lincoln County Middle School and Lincoln County High School.
Any questions? Is there a motion to approve advertising for the bids for the Lincoln County Middle and Lincoln County High School yearbooks?
Make a motion.
Christine,
Second.
Etta, I'll vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta,
Yes.
I'll vote yes also. Thank you. Student handbook, Diana.
So as we previously discussed, just some updates to the wording to make sure that everything is up to date, updated the McKinney Veto website where homeless information is, and just a couple updates to the wording. So no major changes, but updating for this year.
And this would also be pending if there's anything that comes in this summer from,
If there's
This
anything that comes
legislation.
out this summer, you will hear from me again in July or August. Yes, sir.
any questions? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the 2023-24 student handbook? Marvin,
Second.
Christine, vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also. Thank you. Food service purchase, Darren?
I'm just asking that we approve, I'll get up there. Approve that purchase there that we talked about last week. That's using the excess food service funds that we have that the state is, just want us to spend. That's the line, new serving lines for the high school and merchandising.
Any questions? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the purchase of a new serving line and open display merchandiser for the Lincoln County High School in the amount of $159,841 to be paid with the excess food service funds?
Make a motion.
I'll second. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also. Thank you, sir. Request for counseling contract, Amy.
All right, so I am coming this evening to request approval of a contract for Quest Counseling for the remainder of this fiscal year. This will allow for us to bring in mental health services in conducting classroom observations as well as parent-teacher trainings and any family individual mental health services as necessary.
Any questions concerning this contract?
She's not gonna pass those out again, is she?
We have a lot of information to read from last week.
We're still reading.
I bet you are.
Hearing no questions, is there a motion to approve the contract with Quest Counseling for the remainder of the 2022-23 school year? Marvin,
Second.
Christine, second. Vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also. You have the next item on the COVID mitigation policy for early childhood.
Yes, so our early childhood program is seeking the approval of the COVID mitigation policy. The issuing agency of the U.S. Department of Human and Health Services, Administration for Children and Families, and the Office of Head Start We had this final rule put into place that we needed to be sure that we had an evidence COVID-19 mitigation plan that's developed and implemented. And this was through the work of our Health Services Advisory Committee, or HIPSI, that meets quarterly, as well as the Health Department, CDC guidelines, and governance from the state. This was approved by Policy Council February.
All right, any questions concerning this policy? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the new COVID mitigation policy for Lincoln County Early Childhood?
Make motion.
I'll second. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
Etta?
Yes.
I'll vote yes also. The Wilderness Trace contract?
All right, so we're seeking approval of the 22-23 Wilderness Trace Child Development Center retroactive August the 1st for services that they provide to some of our students who require some special services.
Any questions concerning this contract? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the 2022-23 contract with Wilderness Trace Child Development Center retroactive to August 1st, 2022 to expire after June 30th, 2023?
Make a motion.
Christine,
Second.
at a second vote, Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin, Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also. Now, the Early Childhood Head Start Grant.
Last but not least, we are requesting approval to apply for the non-competing new grant for Head Start in the amount of $1,716,159 and Early Head Start in the amount of $554,008. The following documents that I gave you all last week. So the community assessment, the training and technical assistance plan, the strategic plan, the program plan, the budget, and the eligibility priority criteria, all of course are needing approval as well, so that way we can proceed with this.
And I did read all those documents.
She did. I'm sure.
I'm sure you've taken this to your policy council too.
Yes, it was approved yesterday. Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the application and acceptance of the non-competing new grant for Head Start in the amount of $1,716,159 and the Early Head Start in the amount of $554,008?
Motion.
Christine,
Second.
at a second vote, Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yep.
Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also. Thank you. The STLP at the hospital. Mike?
We're asking to create an STLP program at Lincoln County High School and to create two, I believe they're coaching positions, not sponsors, correct, in the salary schedules. Two coaching positions with stipends of $1,000 each. Funding for the sponsors to attend the KISTI conference to obtain training, and then funding to purchase equipment for media, broadcast studio, and robotics equipment not to exceed $15,000.
Any questions?
How many units was that on the 15,000? Was that?
That was the 2 units.
2 units.
Yes.
I just have a comment to make here. I do know that our staff is working on salaries. And I would like to see all of our STLP coaches, sponsors, whatever, receive a stipend. If that could be looked at when we're doing salary schedule, okay? Are there any other questions or comments? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to create a student technology leadership program with 2 $1,000 stipend coach positions and then add that to the salary schedule and approve the funding to purchase the equipment for the media broadcast studio and robotics lab and for the sponsors to attend the KYCTE conference?
Make the motion.
Etta, Marvin, second. Vote, Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
I
that.
think you have the next one on the graduation date.
We're asking that we set graduation for Friday, May 19th at 7 PM. And if we do that, you will have to waive the first sentence of Board Policy 08.113 regarding graduation exercises, which states Lincoln County High School graduation exercises shall be held on the evening following the final day of classes for seniors, but you're only waiving that one sentence. Don't waive the policy, just the one sentence, because there's a lot of other stuff in that policy regarding graduation.
And that's something I know, because we used to have two graduations in this
Right.
district, and that language was put in there to distinguish between the two. So that may be something for the folks here at the district office to maybe kind of clean up that policy so that the board, don't have to do this.
And we talked about that for a little while.
So that probably needs to be done, just maybe like when we're cleaning up this. Be probably a good time once we receive the annual updates and stuff, just to clean up that language.
You're talking about Fort Logan High School, right?
Yes.
We had that.
One of them.
There were two ceremonies, right?
Right. One would do like the last instructional day, and then the next would do like usually typically the closing day.
Right.
And so that's the reason that language is in there, so. Are there any other questions or comments? So you make sure
I just want to make sure you don't waive the whole policy.
Is there a motion to waive the section of Board Policy 8.113 regarding the graduation exercises being held on the evening following the last day of school for seniors and set the Lincoln County High School graduation day as May 19, 2023 at 7 p.m.
Make a motion.
Christine, Marvin, vote, Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes as well.
Thank you.
Item 6O, the superintendent not seeking another term. Mr. Rose submitted an email with an attached letter to each board member on February 25th, 2023, informing the Lincoln County Board of Education that he was not seeking another term as superintendent of the Lincoln County Schools after his current four-year contract expires on June 30th, 2023. You've had the information, have a copy of the letter. Also in our information here was in the email as well that we received. Are there any questions or any comments that you have at this time? Okay, hearing none. Is there a motion to accept Superintendent Rose February 25th, 2023 letter informing the board that he is not seeking another term as superintendent?
Make a motion.
Christine, Marvin, second. Vote, Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also. 6P, the vacancy in the office of superintendent. Is there a motion to determine a vacancy will occur in the office of the superintendent effective July 1, 2023?
Make a motion.
Christine, Etta, second. Vote, Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also. 6Q, the superintendent screening committee. Is there a motion to direct that a superintendent screening committee be established no later than Monday, April 10th, 2023?
Make a motion.
Christine, we have a question? I'm sorry.
Yes. Do we not need to decide whether we're gonna do this or whether we're gonna hire somebody else to do this before we do this?
The screening committee is statutorily required with teacher representative, principal representative, and all of that. You have to have it, whether you hire like KSBA or KASA or somebody to shepherd through the process is secondary. but you have to have the screening committee that the statute requires.
So this is just getting, this is kind of the
That,
first
that has to
step.
be completed 30 days after the determination that a vacancy will exist. So that's why the April 10 deadline is established as the 30th day actually would fall on a weekend. So Monday, April 10th is the deadline for that committee to be established.
So get ready for some special meetings probably, you know. And that regulation is KRS 160.352. 2 teachers that are elected by the teachers, the board member, which is appointed by the board chair, 1 principal that's elected by the principals, 1 parent, which is elected by the PTO, PTAs in the district, 1 classified employee that's elected by the classified employees. And then if we have more than 8% minority, unless one of those folks is a minority, then there has to also be a minority that is elected by the parents in an election as well. And I had Ms. Griffin to look at numbers, and I think we are over the 8%. So there will have to be a minority unless like one of those, and you can correct me, that's correct, right?
That's correct, yes.
Correct. Any other questions or comments? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to direct that a superintendent screening committee be established no later than Monday, April 10, 2023? And I think I have a motion. Marvin, second. Vote. Gloria?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Marvin?
Yes.
Yes.
Etta? I vote yes as well. Got an addendum item, the mowing bids. Darren?
Yes, we were, the guy that did our mowing last year asked us to put this out for bid this year, put it back out again, due to the cost of fuel and that type stuff. And we were fortunate enough to get quite a few, bids, and I felt like we got a very fair bid. Tanner Smith, bid, for the amount of $1,696. That's per mowing. That's what it is, not for the whole season, but that's per mowing. I've checked his references. He's got good references. He's got a lot of good, nice looking equipment. So that's what I'm going to recommend for this year right here. And that'll be a three-year contract, but he can opt not to take it after a year and rebid it. And that's what happened last year. A very fair price.
You say per mowing.
Per
It's
mowing.
like per day.
Per mowing.
For whole
Per
school.
mowing.
He mows it. That's him mowing all of our everything in our district, which
Okay.
usually once a week. That's basically what
Like about a week.
yeah, usually
Okay.
once grass starts growing.
When you
good.
say 1 mowing, it sounds like 1 mowing, but lots of mowings within
Lots
that
of
1 week.
mowing for $1,696, yeah. More
80
than,
acres.
more than I want to do. I really
Is
do.
it
It's a lot.
is it like 80 acres?
I don't know, it's a lot. The high school takes all day, I know that.
What about there? Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to accept the low bid from Tanner Smith in the amount of $1,696 for the 2023 mowing season?
Probably need to put per mowing, yeah,
Per mowing,
Make motion.
Christine, at a second vote, Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin, Etta,
Yes.
I vote yes also. I have a statement I need to make. After much consideration, I am submitting my letter of resignation to the board, which will be effective upon the board formally accepting it. In the interest of transparency, I do intend to apply for the superintendent position and do not want to be involved in any of the meetings relating to the superintendent screening committee or the selection process. It has been an honor to serve the students and staff of the Lincoln County Public Schools, as well as all the other citizens in Lincoln County. I am very thankful for the support of my constituents in Education District 3. Ms. Mead. Mr. Chenoweth may want to address the board on what should be done at this point.
That means y'all are gonna have your hands full here for a little while. I recommend that you all coordinate and that we schedule a special meeting, perhaps next week if we can, for the rest of you to vote to accept that resignation, to start the timeline for the board vacancy filling. That's a 60-day turnaround. There's an advertising process. I don't know if you all have been through that in Lincoln County, interviewing board member candidates to make an appointment. But you all would need to vote to accept that resignation of Mr. Smith. Since he's the chair, we would also want to have on the agenda for that special meeting, the election of chair and vice chair, to discuss the timeline for filling that board member vacancy, and also for you all to discuss the timeline and search process for the superintendent vacancy. At that meeting, I think would be a good time for you all to go ahead and discuss whether you wanted to utilize KSBA's superintendent search services. KASA, Kentucky Association of School Administrators, also offers that. I'm guessing there are other entities that do as well. Those are the two that I've worked with. But I suggest that we identify a time for a special meeting with those being the agenda topics to get the ball rolling on all of those fairly quickly. Any questions about any of that?
Anybody got any aspirin?
That process is about using the people you were talking about. I think it's about, what, 6,000 or 7,000?
I don't know what their current rate is for either one of those entities to do the superintendent search process.
I think KSBA told us at
But
the
that was
last
one.
meeting is 6,000 for them. But I think we're open.
I think for either one of them, from my point of view, I know some boards do just have their board attorney help through that process. I will say those firms do, they have people that are designated to go through that process that have just been through it so many times. They assign somebody to your district that shepherds you through the process. They help with the advertising. They help with making sure all your meeting notices are correct, all your agenda items are correct. And if you asked me to shepherd that process, for example, I promise it wouldn't be as cheap as them, because I would be spending a lot of time. I mean, they review applications, they make contact to set up interviews. They are doing a whole lot of work that just for that flat rate, you're getting an awful lot of legwork out of somebody with one of those two agencies that have been through the process a bunch of times.
But you would be available if we need.
I would attend every meeting you tell me I'm attending, unless another board has dibs.
I personally feel like that we should use an outside source, because I'm so new at this. I mean, I just wouldn't feel comfortable us doing it on our own.
I want an outside source.
So we can make that decision.
Can we do that tonight?
You could, but I would recommend that we come back with knowing what the dollar figures are between the two groups, so you have something in front of you of what you're voting on instead of voting blind.
We really need to decide that in a meeting, don't we?
It needs to be decided in a meeting. That's why I'm suggesting we try to get a meeting scheduled next week if possible.
Will you do that, or will Etta have to do that? Have that information?
We'll talk about that. Make sure the information is available for you all for that meeting.
All right.
Any other discussion? All right, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Make a motion.
Marvin, Christine, vote. Gloria,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Etta, I vote yes also. Thank you.